Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Uh,
Yes.
so we'll be discussing about equation of line and plane in vectors. Okay. Anytime board is not clear, voice is not clear, please let me know. Uh, if there is a line, if you know two things, one point on the line, the position vector of this point is a bar, and it is parallel to vector b bar. Like in 2D geometry, if you want an equation of line, you should know one point on the line and slope of the line, or you should know 2 points on the line. Same thing in vectors. Okay. If you know, because it's parallel to this, there will be a lot of lines. In that, you should pass to a particular point, or pass into this point, there will be so many lines like this, like this, like this. It should be parallel to what also direction should be mentioned. If these two are mentioned, the equation of this line is r bar equal to a bar plus lambda b bar. Basically, what is lambda? It's a variable real number. You take lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, lambda 4. You will get different vectors here. But what are they are? Position vectors of different points on this line. In vectors, whenever you have r bar in an equation, that represents position vector of any point on that curve, whether it is a line or a plane or anything like that. Okay. Okay. So as you change lambda, what you get is position vector of different points on this line. Okay. How to derive this formula? I want to tell two ways. Let's say this is origin and this is A and this is OA bar. That is, this is small a bar, the position vector of that. And this is B bar, let us say its magnitude is 7 units. If somebody asks me, from here travel 7 units, you will reach a point P. What is the position vector of that? That is the position vector will be this one. But OP bar can be written as OA plus AP. OA is A bar and AP bar is exactly B bar because same magnitude and their same direction. This is A bar, this is B bar. So position vector of P will be A bar plus B bar. If you want to travel 14 units, this will be A bar, but that will be 2B bar. Position vector of that point is A bar plus 2B bar. Similarly, if you want to travel some 70 units, it will be A bar plus 10B bar. If you want to travel 7 units backward, it will be A bar minus B bar because like this same magnitude will be minus B bar. So every point on this line, if you look at the position vector, either it is A bar or A bar plus B bar or A bar plus 2B bar or A bar minus 3B bar, so on. Okay. So this is a general law. Almost same. Another way is you take any point on this line as P. If P is anywhere on this line, then AP bar is parallel to B bar. But if P is outside this line here or here or here anywhere, AP bar will not be parallel to B bar. Okay, so now AP bar means if two vectors are parallel, I can write one vector as a multiple, scalar multiple of other vectors. So I can write AP bar equal to some lambda B bar. And AP bar means OP bar minus OA bar equal to lambda B bar. OP bar is R bar, OA bar is A bar, which is lambda B bar, and to the other side. We'll get R bar equal to A bar plus lambda B bar. Okay. So either this way or this way you can understand that. Okay. So basically you should know one point on the line and one vector parallel to the line. Right here, you can actually cover 3D geometry also here. Especially equation of line and plane, I think better to cover vectors and 3D simultaneously. Okay. Let us say I have one point x1, y1, z1. And the line is parallel to another line or the line himself has DRs element. They can be DRs or DCs, not a problem. Then in 3D geometry, the equation of this line is x minus x1 by L, or if you can tell DRs are ABC, x minus x1 by A equal to y minus y1 by B equal to z minus z1 by C. How did this come in 3D geometry? You take any point as x, y, z. If you take any point as x, y, z, the drs of this are from this you subtract this. That is x minus x1, y minus y1, z minus z1. Drs of this are ABC. When now two lines are parallel, their drs will be equal or their ratio will be equal. That is exactly this. Which actually I can get from here also. From vector we can go to 3D, from 3D we can go to vector. Let us see how to get this equation from the vector formula. In the place of a bar, I should write this point, which is x1i plus y1j plus z1k. In the place of b bar, I should write this vector, which is lambda times ai plus bj plus ck. And the general r bar in the 3D, if you want to write, you have to write xi plus yj plus zk. Because any point will be in the form of x, y, z. Okay. Now, when you compare the coefficients, here I coefficient is x. Here I coefficient is x1 plus a lambda. Here j coefficient is y. There j coefficient is y1 plus b lambda. Similarly, z, if you equate k coefficient, z1 plus c lambda. Bring this x1 here, divide with a. Bring this y1 here, divide with b. Bring this z1 here, divide with c. You'll get all these are equal to lambda. That's how we got. Even in vectors, we can teach this. This is called vector equation and this is called Cartesian equation. That's all. And Cartesian means when you write in terms of x, y, z is nothing but 3D geometry. So this is a line in 3D, this is a line in vector. So how will you know different points on a line in 3D geometry? You take equal to 1, you find x, y, z, will get 1 point. Take equal to 2, equal to 3. So here you are changing lambda. Like that, you change lambda here, you will get different points. If I give a point, whether it's satisfying this line or not, how will you check? Substitute that point in the place of x, y, z. If all the ratios come equal, that point is there on that line. Otherwise, it is not there on that. Even if two are equal, third one is not equal, also it is not on that line. All right. Okay, let us have a line passing through the point 2, 3, 4 and parallel to a line whose DRs are 5, 7, 9 or something like that, or 5, 10, minus 3. In 3D way, if you want equation of this line, okay, it is x minus 2 by 5 equal to y minus 3 by 10 equal to z minus 4 by minus 3. In vector way, if you want equation of this line, r bar equal to 2i plus 3j plus 4k plus lambda into this vector, which is 5i plus 10j minus 3k. Okay, both are same. Actually, if you take equal to lambda, or here open it up, same thing. For example, if you equate, what will come? X is equal to 2 plus 5 lambda, y is equal to 3 plus 10 lambda, z equal to 4 minus 3 lambda. If you multiply this with I and this with j and this with k, combine, exactly this will come 2i plus 3j plus 4k, lambda common 5i plus 10j minus 3k. So I'm just showing you vector way versus 3D way. This is a point and parallel vector, or point and DRs are known. What if 2 points are known? There is a line passing through 2 points A bar and B bar. There is a line, you can say, passing through the point x1, y1, z1 and x2, y2, z2. Okay, how will you find this line? We are going to use the previous formula only. In the previous formula, which is r bar equal to a bar plus lambda b bar, there b bar should be a vector parallel to the line. Here, what is a vector parallel to the line? Which is a b bar itself. Okay, so that b bar is different from this b bar. So when you open this, you will get a bar plus lambda into a b bar. You can write ob minus oa, which is b bar minus a bar. When you open it up, you will get 1 minus lambda into a bar plus lambda b bar. So the vector equation of the line in vector form, which is passing through the 2 points whose position vectors are a bar, b bar, is this. Actually, without writing all this, I can directly say this. How? Down, if
Section
I write
formula,
1
sir.
minus, huh?
Section formula, sir.
Yes, section formulas. Down, if I write 1 minus lambda plus lambda, Anyway, after it is 1, whether I write or not doesn't matter. You can easily see it is section formula. Any point, whether here or here or here, it will divide AB in some ratio or other. I'll call that ratio as lambda is to 1 minus lambda, not lambda is to 1. I can call lambda is to 1 also, but I want to write lambda is to 1 minus lambda. Then lambda into this plus 1 minus lambda into by this plus. That's all. Okay. So you can directly tell from section formula, or you can use the previous one. Same thing in 3D geometry. Normal formula is x minus x1, y minus y1, z minus z1. By what should be there is the drs of this line. And drs of a line, if you know 2 points on the line, is just subtract. We'll get x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. Both are same. After all, this b minus a is only all these things. And bring this a bar this side, r minus a is all this numerator. And their ratio is a constant like lambda, basically. So if you know 2 points, that's how we'll discuss about this. Okay. Now, if r bar equal to a bar plus lambda b bar is a line equation where it is passing through point A and parallel to B. I want another line passing through C bar and parallel to the original line. What is that?
C bar plus lambda d.
R bar equal to C bar plus some mu into same B bar only. Why? This is parallel to B bar and this line are parallel, even this is also parallel to B bar. You know one point, you know parallel vector. So done. Okay. So if you want a parallel line to this vector will not change because if this is parallel to B bar, the new line also will be parallel to B bar. This point will change. That's all. Okay. Almost same. If I have R bar equal to A bar plus lambda B bar and R bar equal to C bar plus mu D bar, how can you say whether they're parallel or not? These two lines, how will you say whether they're parallel or not? It all depends on.
Sir,
Yes.
Sir, B bar and D bar as to, means B bar equals mu D bars.
Yeah, if B bar is parallel to D bar, okay, mu D bar or some other number of D bar doesn't matter, then lines are parallel. Okay. If they are not parallel, okay, doesn't mean they will be intersecting lines because in 3D lines, if they are not parallel, doesn't mean they're intersecting. They can be skew lines also. Okay. So what are the probability? Whether they're coplanar or not? How to check whether the two lines are lying in one plane? They may be parallel lines. They may be intersecting lines. They may be skew lines. If they're parallel lines, they're in one plane. If they are intersecting lines, also they're in one plane. But if they're skew lines, they are not in one plane. Okay. So how do you check about that? Is I'm just trying to combine the future concepts in this because for all the vector properties we discussed. Let us say this point is A bar and this is parallel to B bar. This point is C bar and this is parallel to D bar. If they're really in one plane, if you join these two, this vector and this vector, they should be coplanar. Okay, what is this vector? A minus C vector. This is B bar, this is D bar. So if three vectors are coplanar, the box is 0. So box A minus C, B bar and D bar, if it is 0, then the two lines are coplanar. Right? Okay. Now within coplanar, there are two cases. They may be parallel lines, they may be intersecting lines. Okay, how will you know parallel lines? If B bar is parallel to B bar, or you can write B bar cross D bar is 0. Then how will you know they are intersecting lines? This should be 0 and this should not be 0. That is B bar cross D bar is not 0. Or you can say B bar is not parallel to D bar. But box is 0. Box A minus C, B, D is 0. Then they are intersecting lines. How will you know they are skew lines? This determinant should not be 0, this box, because they should not be coplanar. Box A minus B, D, if it is not 0, then they are coplanar. They are non-coplanar. They are not parallel also. If it's parallel also, that is 0. So they are not in one plane, means they are in two different planes, so they are skew lines. So when two lines are given, parallel or not, coplanar or not, and intersecting or not, okay, and skew lines or not, we can tell. Right, in this connection, even though I would have discussed yesterday, but I want to discuss now because we have not discussed about line yesterday. Shortest distance between two skew lines. Let us say really I have two skew lines. Okay, imagine we have two lines like this. There is a distance between them. If I take the two lines, B bar is like this and D bar is like this, and A minus C is in some other direction, joining A and C. So there it is. Okay. How to find that shortest distance is that, first of all, with a little common sense, you can now visualize whenever you want shortest distance between two curves, that distance line should be perpendicular to both the curves. Let's say I have two lines. Is this distance shortest or this distance shortest? This one, which is perpendicular. Let's say I have a curve here. I may get this is the least distance between the two curves, but it has to be normal. If I take a point and find all these distances, when the distance is least, it is at that point where the normal passes through this. Okay, you can easily understand why it is so also. So in the same way, even in skew lines, the shortest line, yes please.
Sir, means your video is appearing slower than your audio. Here, but it is slow. So
Okay, maybe I should just speak a little slow, then it will balance this, I think. Let me try. Okay. What about others? Is there any lag in between video and audio?
No, sir. For
No,
me, it
sir.
is balanced.
Balanced. Okay. Okay, let us see. Let us try our best to give best possible experience. Okay, so what I'm saying is the shortest distance between any two curves. If P is a variable point on one curve, Q is a variable point on another curve. They may be two lines, they may be line and curve, they may be point and curve, point and line and line, or two curves, doesn't matter. If I take a variable point here, and find distance between them, that distance will be least when it is normal to both. Here also when it is normal to both. Here also when it is normal. Here also when it is normal. Here also. Here also. That shortest line should be perpendicular to both of them. Same thing in 3D. You can imagine I have one point here fixed. I have this one. Out of all the distances, the perpendicular distance is the least. From there you start and try to find all the distances. Only perpendicular distance is least. You can slowly, if you keep on doing, it will be perpendicular in both places. Till there you will be going on. Okay, now if this is B bar and this is D bar, because the shortest distance, of course, this figure is not so nice because it appears to be 2D on the board, but actually 3D. This line is like this line is like this. This is a perpendicular line. This is 90 degrees, this is 90. Okay, but they are not parallel. This is parallel to B bar, this is parallel to B bar, and this is parallel to both B and D. So it has to be B cross D or a multiple of that. There's a point A bar on the first line because the first line equation is R bar equal to A bar plus lambda B bar. There is a C bar on the second line because the equation of the second line R bar equal to C bar plus mu D bar. How to find this distance is nothing but projection of this AC on B cross D. What does projection means? Find foot of A on B cross D, which is exactly this point. Find foot of C on B cross D, which is exactly this point, and the distance between them is called shortest distance, that is projection. So projection of AC on B cross D will be AC dot B cross D by mod B cross D. That AC you can write C minus A, and it's a box, the triple product, C minus A B D by mod B cross D. I'm sure you remember many questions are there based on shortest distance between two screw lines. Okay. Let us say shortest distance came 0. What does it mean? They are not
Intersecting
skew lines,
lines, sir.
they're intersecting lines. That is exactly where this coplanar or intersecting lines comes into the picture. Of course, B cross D should not be 0. Why? If B and D are parallel, not only numerator is 0, even denominator will be 0. It will be 0 by 0 form. Okay, it will not be defined. So one should not say shortest distance is 0 for parallel lines. No, it will be meaningless. Okay. Then one may ask, how will you find distance between parallel lines? That is some other way, not this formula. Okay, because B cross D will be 0. Distance between parallel lines, how to find? We will see. Okay. So this is the shortest distance between two skew lines. But if they are not parallel but intersecting, this will be 0 because denominator will not be 0, numerator will be 0. In that way, you can connect. The reason I told shortest distance, I would have told little later, is so that you can connect this formula versus that. And almost quite connection. If somebody asks, okay, whether parallel or intersecting, I don't care. What is the angle between these two? That's very
Directly find
easy.
angle between B bar.
Yeah, cos inverse B dot D by mod B bar mod D bar. Because this is parallel to B, this is parallel to D. Find angle between B and D. That is only angle between the lines. If the dot product is 0, the lines are perpendicular. And so on. Parallel you can see clearly, perpendicular from the dot product. Any other angle will be given by this form. So okay. So anything about line we discussed, but same thing in 3D also. Let me finish this. If I have x minus x1, I also forgot to talk about coincident lines. Okay, I can talk with 3D itself. You take x minus x1 by L1, y minus y1 by M1, z minus z1 by N1, or C1, B1, and A1. Similarly, x minus x2 by A2, y minus y2 by B2, z minus z2 by C2. This one, when they are parallel, if this drs and this drs in the same ratio, that is A1 by A2 equal to B1 by B2 equal to C1 by C2, then they're parallel lines like this. The same like B cross D is 0 or B is parallel. Okay, for this also there is a determinant. X1 minus X2, Y1 minus Y2, Z1 minus Z2, A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2. If it is 0, they are coplanar lines. They may be parallel, they may be intersecting based on this. That A minus C, A bar means the numerator point here, X1, Y1, Z1. C bar is this point, X2, Y2, Z2. B bar is A1I plus B1J plus C1K. D bar is exactly A2I plus B2J plus C2K. So this and this are same. Next, if this is not happening, but only this is happening, that means they're not parallel, but they're coplanar. That means there must be intersecting lines. That is for this. And if it is this is non-zero, if this is non-zero, they're skew lines. They're not parallel definitely, because if they're parallel, this that will be 0. They're not parallel, and they are also not intersecting, because this if intersecting, this will be 0, non-intersecting. So that is condition for skew lines. Okay, covered there. Next, they may be parallel lines. What if they are same lines? I can even give an example. Let us say x minus 2 by 5 equal to y minus 3 by 1 equal to z minus 4 by 2. And x minus 7 by 5 equal to y minus 4 by 1 equal to z minus 6 by 2. I have to take x minus 10 by 5 is equal to y plus 4 by 1 equal to y1, let us say 10 and 2 and 4. I can write z minus 3 by 4. All are parallel lines, no doubt, because 5:1:2 and 5:1:2 are same ratio. Even 10:2:4 is same as 5:1:2. Okay, they're all parallel. But actually, these two are not just parallel, they're same lines itself, coincident lines. When we say equations look different, how can be coincident? That is because let's say I know 2 points on a line and I know drs. By writing the formula, I can use this point or this point. If I use this point, one equation will come. If I use this point, another equation will come apparently, but they represent same line. Okay, if you want to check, take the point on this, substitute it. If it satisfies, they are not just parallel, they are coplanar. What is the point on this line? 7, 4, 6. Substitute the 7, 4, 6 here. Will it satisfy?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So how can parallel lines will have one point in common? It can't be unless they are coincident lines. Okay. So if denominators are parallel and the point on this satisfy this, they are not just parallel, they are coincident lines. Same thing. If B and D are parallel, after that you check whether C bar is a point on this or not. One may only check whether a point is satisfying a line equation in vectors. In 3D it is easy because you substitute it. Let us say you write r bar equal to 2i plus 3j plus 5k plus lambda into I minus 7j plus 20k. Some other question. Okay. I want to know whether 4i minus 12j plus 15k is position vector of a point on this line or not. How to verify? Take this point, put in the place of r bar. Equate I coefficients, will get 1 lambda. Equate j coefficients, will get another lambda. Equate k coefficients, will get another lambda. All 3 lambdas should come same. If any two are different, then it is this point is lying on that line. Okay. In vectors, it is a little difficult to say, but did it is easy. In the place of x, y, z, substitute it, it should satisfy the equation. That's all. Here, when it says satisfy the equation, we should identify a lambda for which it satisfies. So we can check for coincident lines, parallel lines, intersecting lines, coplanar lines. And we can also find shortest distance between two skew lines. Even in 3D geometry, if you want shortest distance between two skew lines, the formula is same like vectors only, there's nothing else. Box A minus C BD by mod B cross C. Is it okay so far here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pranay, you are able to still lag is there or is it okay?
Yes, sir, it's okay.
All right.
I think before my network is.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about how to find foot of a point on a line. I have a line r bar equal to a bar plus lambda b bar. There is a point a bar and it is parallel to vector b bar. There is a point c bar. From that, if you drop a perpendicular, I'll get a point. How to find that point? Foot of a point on a line.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, line we can take a plus mu b bar, no, sir.
Yeah, you can take.
And after that bc bar dot that ab bar equal to 0 we can do.
Yeah, if this point is called some P, this is C and this is A, P can be anywhere on this line, but we want such as a distance is a perpendicular, that's called foot is. And this itself, you don't have to take mu, A plus lambda B itself is a variable point on this. As you change lambda, you'll get position vector of different points. So why not take OP bar as A bar plus lambda bar itself? For some lambda, OP bar will be in this form. How to know that lambda? This and this dot product should be 0. So what is that? CP bar dot B bar equal to 0. What is CP bar? OP bar minus OC bar dot B bar equal to 0. OP bar is A bar plus lambda B bar minus C bar dot B bar equal to 0. From this I have to find lambda. Okay. So lambda is equal to we'll get B dot B. This will go that side, C dot B. This is A dot B, so minus A dot B. C minus A dot B, I can write it. C bar minus A bar dot B bar by mod B bar square. Okay. This and this is A minus C, goes that side C minus A dot B, and B dot B is mod B bar square. Put that back here. You will get your OP bar as A bar plus C minus A dot B by mod B bar square into B bar. Okay. I am not saying this is a formula that you should remember because it may be difficult. It's not so like a simple equation to remember. But if you understand how it is derived, you can remember. But there is another way to look at it. What is that? What is this vector? AC bar. And what is this vector? Projection of AC on B bar. What is this projection of AC on B bar? Formula? Component in vector form?
C bar minus A bar dot B bar
Yeah, AC bar dot B bar by mod
by mod
B bar
B bar whole square into B bar.
That is exactly this, Sam. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
This
Yes,
is AC
sir.
dot B mod into B. For that, you have to add A because you want position vector of this means you have to add A bar plus this. If you want OP bar, you have to take OA bar plus AP bar. So OP bar is equal to OA bar plus AP bar. OA bar is A bar. AP bar is nothing but component of AC along B bar, and this is a formula for that. AC dot B by mod B bar square into B. So either we took this in terms of lambda, applied dot product, found lambda, kept it back, or we can directly say this because based on the projection or component. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So if I have a line at a point, if somebody wants image with respect to a line, not just put image, then after finding the foot, you take double of this minus this, you will get this. So multiply this with 2 and subtract this, you will get this. Okay. So from this, you should not subtract A, you should subtract C. So 2 times this minus C will give you this. Okay. It is not like in image, in the place of -1, you write -2, you will get this. Not that type of thing because it's not with respect to a plane. Okay. The line in vectors or 3D is little complicated, but the plane is somewhat easier because plane formulas resembles your 2D geometry formulas kind of. Okay. So if you want image also, better to find the foot and then find image. Double of the foot minus one end will give you the other end. Almost same, nothing different, but sometimes they may ask, there are 2 points, they did not give the line equation. They give position vector of this point, position vector of this point, and they gave one more point. They can ask what is the foot of this on this. Or they can say there is a triangle ABC. Altitude of C meets AB at some D. What is D? Again, it is foot only. Foot of C on this line. Of course, you can find this line equation and repeat the same process that we have done. Or you can use section formula here. D divides AB in some ratio lambda is to 1 minus lambda or lambda is to 1. Find D in terms of lambda now. And this dot this equal to 0. CD dot AB equal to 0. From that you find lambda, put it back. You want to do by projections also, you can do nothing wrong because it will be OA bar plus AD bar. That is our OD bar. OA bar is okay. What is AD bar? Projection of AC along AB. So it will be AC dot AB by mod AB bar square into AB bar. Directly you'll get the position vector of D. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, just something I might have forgotten. I'm just going back a little bit. X minus x1 by a1, y minus y1 by b1, and z minus z1 by c1. X minus x2 by a2, y minus y2 by b2, z minus z2 by c2. These are 2 lines. We talked about angle between the lines in vectors, not in 3D so much, but same thing. You take this vector and this vector. If their dot product is 0, then they're perpendicular lines. If this by this equal to this by this equal to this by this, they're parallel lines. And if you want angle between these 2 lines, it will be cos theta equal to this dot product, which is a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 by root over all these things square, root over all these things square. Same thing. If you understand vectors and 3D are same, I don't have to tell anything twice. Everything is covered. Okay. Yeah, I've written that. Okay. How are we going to find the point of intersection of 2 lines? Okay. Anyway, we talked about coplanar lines and parallel lines and skew lines. Let us see 3D and then come back to vectors. If I have x minus 7 by 2 equal to y minus 9 by 3 equal to z minus 4 by minus 1, x minus 2 by 4 equal to z minus 1 by minus 3 equal to, y minus 1, z minus 2 by 7. How to find point of intersection of these 2 lines? Anybody?
Sir, A bar plus mu B bar equal to C bar plus
Yes. You take equal to lambda and equal to mu. The general point in this is 7 plus 2 mu comma 9 plus 7 plus 2 lambda 9 plus 3 mu 4 minus lambda 9 plus 3 lambda. The general point on this is 2 plus 4 mu 1 minus 3 mu 2 plus 7. Okay. Now, if at point of intersection they should be equal. I can equate this and this, one equation will come. Equate this and this, one equation. Equate this and this, one equation. So I'll have 3 equations. But how many unknowns?
2 unknowns, sir.
2 unknowns only. So I'll have 3 equations, only 2 unknowns. Solve any 2 equations, we'll get lambda and mu. Put that in the third equation. If it satisfies, means they're intersecting lines, and you can even find them because you already know lambda and mu. If the lambda and mu that you got from solving 2 equations is not satisfying the third equation, that means they are skew lines.
Sir, can you repeat that again, sir?
You have 3 equations, but only 2 unknowns, right?
Yes.
If you solve 2 equations, find lambda and mu, you put them in the third equation. If they satisfy, those lambda and mu satisfy third equation, then they're really intersecting lines. And because you already know lambda and mu, put that lambda here or mu here, you'll get that point of intersection also. You know that they're intersecting and you also know point of intersection. The lambda and mu that you got by solving these two, if it doesn't satisfy this, then it means they are skew lines. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If they are parallel lines, what would have happened? Will you get lambda and mu? You should not get. So let me see in parallel lines what happens just in case. 4, 6 minus 2 if I take.
So lambda mu will cancel, I think.
Yeah, if when you try to find lambda, mu also will get cancelled. That is, you thought that you will eliminate lambda and find mu, you will not be able to do that. Yes, you're right. You don't have to solve. Yeah. While trying to find lambda and mu, you will not be able to find. Yeah. Basically, you will get lambda equal to some 3 mu or some kind of relation will come. Okay. Why is that so? Because there will be many points. No, you will not get that also. Let me see, just to have a first-hand experience. 7 plus 2 lambda equal to 2 plus 4 lambda. 4 mu, sorry. And 9 plus 3 lambda is equal to 1 plus 6 mu. And yeah, we'll not be able to do anything. We'll multiply this with 3 and this with 2. Lambda will cancel, mu will cancel, we'll get something absurd. Okay. Or we'll get 0 equal to 0 or something like this. We don't have to do it. We'll not be able to get any lambda and mu. There's no solution. It is like you are solving in 2D geometry 3 parallel lines equations. You multiply one equation with one thing and subtract some other one, they'll get cancelled. You don't get anything. Okay. So that's how you know in 3D. Same thing in vectors. If r bar equal to some vector plus lambda into another, and another r bar equal to something plus mu into something, how will you find point of intersection? You really equate these two. This whole thing equal to this whole thing. Equate I coefficients, because this is a general point on the first line. This is a general point on the second line, and they should be equal. So you take I coefficients equate, J coefficients equate, K coefficients equate. Again, we'll get 3 equations and 2 unknowns. Same story as the vectors. That's what 3D. Okay, we discussed about how to find foot of a point on a line. Now, how to find perpendicular distance from point to a line. Both in vectors and 3D, whatever it is. This is A bar, this is parallel to B bar, this is C bar. And this perpendicular distance, let's say this is D. What is CD length? Just think about it. I'll ask you the method. I'll come in a minute.
Okay, now make 2 times E and then we will learn H today. I want to teach H.
Okay, yeah. So anybody want to tell how to find this distance CD?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, first find sir, first AC bar is there, no, sir. Find foot of that on the line, sir.
Put off C on that line D.
No, sir. C bar minus A bar, AC bar.
Okay. Then don't say foot, find say projection.
Projection.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, you can find AD length as projection of AC on B, which is AC
In
bar
vector
dot
form,
B
sir.
bar.
Vector.
Okay, that's what I'm doing with a mod, right? This is AD. Okay, after that,
Sir, after that, find AD bar, sir. Sir,
I found
into
AD.
B bar. AD bar. AD bar.
You want us to find AD bar. Okay, fine. AD bar is equal to AC bar dot B bar by mod B bar square into B bar. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, AC bar can be through triangle form. Sorry.
Yeah. If
Sir,
you want a CD bar or sorry DC bar,
triangle of.
it is AC minus AD,
Yes, sir.
which is AC minus AC bar dot B bar by mod B bar square into B bar. Okay, you will find this and then you'll find magnitude of this.
I thought that.
Okay, I'm only asking CD length, not CD in vector form. But anyway, you found
Magnitude.
DC bar and then find a magnitude of that. That's good. I thought you were telling this for something else because this is a simple Pythagoras theorem you can use.
Yes, sir.
Where you already know AD length, you know AC
yes.
length, DC or CD square root of AC square minus AD square.
First, I thought of getting vector on, sir. After that, now only you told length. That's why magnitude.
Yeah. So if you want vector, you can do this and then find magnitude, or you can also do this. Yes. Anything else? Anybody want to say?
Sir. Sir.
Yeah, yes.
Sir, another way on.
Tell.
Sir, first find sir, take some take D point as A bar plus lambda B bar, sir.
Yes.
So CD bar, sir, CD bar is perpendicular to that B bar, sir.
So we just now discussed how to find point D, that foot. You'll
Yes.
really find D and then find distance. That's what you're saying. Okay. So this is method 1 where find DC bar and then find magnitude of that. This is method 2 where use Pythagoras theorem after finding this length only. That is this and this together is second method. Third method is find D itself. That is already discussed how to find foot. Right now. Okay. Yeah, anyway you can do it. I am not saying use this method, but I am going to show one more method. It is also for finding foot also, for finding distance also, both. What is that? You take this as A plus lambda B and find CD bar, which is A plus lambda B, that is OD bar minus C bar, correct? Find magnitude of CD, that is going to come a quadratic expression in terms of lambda. We are going to get some A lambda square plus B lambda plus. Am I right or wrong? Okay, because it is I coefficient, J coefficient, K coefficient, they're all in terms of lambda only. So you get a quadratic expression, right? Okay. For what lambda it becomes minimum? Find that lambda and put it in D, that is, you'll get the foot. So CD should be minimum, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And if you find minimum value of this quadratic expression, that is a CD length itself. Okay. Because D can be here, D can be here, then CD will be quite large. So I'm trying to find minimum value of CD. Okay. So this is a method for finding foot also, and also for finding CD length also simultaneously. I'm not saying it is easy because you will get lot of 3 perfect squares will come. That is I coefficient is in terms of lambda, J coefficient in terms of lambda, K coefficient in terms of lambda. Square all of them, expand, get a quadratic equation, and then find a minimum value and for what lambda it happens. Okay. But otherwise, if you visualize any one of these methods, that basically this length can be found by projection of AC on B. All right. Sometimes they may give some formulas, but difficult to remember. I can give this formula, this formula, this formula, just like a formula. Like I'll tell you one formula in 3D, which actually came from this only. Okay, but the formula is not a simple formula to remember, but I'll show you that. But anyway, one more thing, I don't know whether it is so much required or not, but I just want to tell. Is my network up and down? Okay, fine. See this carefully here. This mod b bar square, bring it here. Mod b bar square. You look at AC bar mod b bar square, AC dot b into b by mod b bar square. Okay, that is basically DC bar we are talking about. There is another way to express this DC bar. This numerator is actually vector triple product. Okay, how is that? It is b bar cross AC cross b by mod b bar square. Am I correct? What is the formula for b cross AC cross b? This dot this into this, that is this expression. This dot this into this vector, that is this. Am I right or wrong? Okay.
Yes.
So another way to find this DC bar is by this triple product. But we divide with mod b bar square because to get exactly this length. If you don't write this, what you get is little longer than this or shorter than this. You want exactly DC bar, it is. Okay. You can also visualize it because what is this vector? If you look at the total overall question, what is this vector is? It is perpendicular to b bar, correct?
Yes, sir.
But perpendicular to b bar, so many vectors are there. Perpendicular to b bar, this vector, this vector, this vector. But it should be in the plane of AC and B. Yeah, it should be in the plane of AC and B. Okay. If it is the plane of AC and B, the vector is perpendicular to AC cross B also. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. It is perpendicular to AC cross B and perpendicular to B means it is perpendicular parallel to their cross product. That's why AC cross B cross B. Did you realize that?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I'll explain. Not, it may not be so useful here. I'm just stating it. Okay. The point I'm making is see. I have a vector b bar. I have a vector a bar. Okay, they're in the same plane. In the same plane, perpendicular to b, but within this plane, there is one vector. What is that? That is the question.
Sir,
Can I
you
say
repeat the question, sir?
A bar and b bar are vectors in a plane. Within the same plane, perpendicular to b bar, there is one vector. What is that? Can I say it is nothing but A cross B cross B?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because A cross B will be like this, perpendicular to the board. A cross B will be perpendicular to the board. What vector I want is perpendicular to B also, perpendicular to A cross B also. The perpendicular to this and this means it is parallel to A cross board, which is this. It may be 2 times that, 10 times that, doesn't matter, but it is perpendicular to A cross B. This vector which I want is perpendicular to A cross B and perpendicular to B, so parallel to their cross product. You everybody understood that point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's why it is coming like that also there. Okay. Anyway, we talked about how to find distance from point to a line. Okay. This is a very simple question, many times given in mains exam, finding distance from point to a line. Some children, after telling so many times, also somehow they don't do in the exam. One of the main reason is they're trying to by heart a formula. But this is not about remembering a formula. It is remembering about the concept or the method of doing it. All right. So here we are all having methods, not like a simple direct formulas. Okay. In 2D geometry, you'll find formulas, distances, mod c by root a square plus b square, mod c1 minus c2 by root a square plus b square. You may find like that in planes, but not in equation of line and some related things. So sometimes you'll find a formula in 3D geometry like this. I have a line, equation is x minus x1 by a, y minus y1 by b, z minus z1 by c. I have a point x2, y2, z2. What is the perpendicular distance from this point to this? the formula is like this: x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square minus a into x2 minus x1 plus b into y2 minus y1 plus c into z2 minus z1 by root a square plus b square plus c square whole square. If somebody wants formula, okay, I don't want all the methods and I'll just give the formula. This is a simple formula, take it. Okay. But how is it derived? Very simple. Come
The
on.
same.
Same only. X1, Y1, Z1 is here. This length, hypotenuse length is this. Okay. And this length is what? Projection of this on this is exactly projection formula. Okay. Because what is this vector? X2 minus X1 I, Y2 minus Y1 J, Z2 minus Z1 K. And what is this vector? AI plus BJ plus CK. Okay. What is the projection of this on this? This dot this by mod of this whole square. That is only this. Okay. So in 3D geometry, especially in the books, you'll find this formula from a point to a line. But if you understand how it came, you can always go for the process. But if somebody likes formulas, let's use the formula. Is it okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes
Yes.
just to formula to look little smaller, they will remove this and they will write element here. Okay. But you have to understand LMNR DC is not
DRs.
DRs. If you don't realize that and just simply put ABC in the place of element, again you'll get wrong answer. Okay. So if you put element, at least the denominator is gone, so it appears like easier. Okay. But still, the point I'm telling is it's a method. If you understand, it's very easy. Nobody has to tell you any formula about it. Okay, I think that is enough about the line. We have to discuss about the plane now. Okay, so equation of plane, again we have to discuss in vectors and in 3D, and quite there many times they're parallel, it's almost similar. What the time? Okay, I think fresh will start Monday about the plane. Okay, I want to discuss some of your doubts. So you might have tried at least 10 more, 15 more questions. Okay, yesterday supposed to be Indian Navy Day. Somehow this time no celebrations, very seriously. Okay, up to 30 already discussed dots, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's 30. Are you getting the answer?
No, sir, we'll not get, sir. Because A bar plus B bar plus C bar is not equal to zeros.
It cannot be
If
zero.
there is, yes, sir.
Whatever angles you put, it can't be. But answer will come for you. I'll tell you how. You send C bar to the other side and apply mod, you'll get A dot B value.
Yes,
And
sir.
B bar to
11
the
by
other-
2 are getting.
I'm sure answer will come, right?
Yes, sir. We'll get answers.
Yeah. If the data would have been right, nothing wrong in the method. But the thing is here, the data itself is wrong. Okay. The process what you have done, send C bar that side, apply mod, send B bar that side, apply mod, send A bar that side, apply mod, you'll get separately A dot B, B dot C, C dot A, put in those numbers, you'll get. But the data they should have given correct. There is no such vectors where they can actually make it 0. But
Sir,
otherwise, yes, please.
sir, is it add score, sir?
That year, I don't think they gave it. Okay. Somebody
It
might
is
have
wrong.
asked it. Somebody might have asked it, but still, they might have thought, yes, correct, but at least they should have done this. I don't know. Okay. Many times when they're wrong, they gave add score. If 2 answers there, they gave 2 answers also. But one or two times, even the question is wrong in some way, somebody applied, but they did not change the key. Okay, I don't know for what
Yes.
reason, but that you don't have to worry. Okay, that is their mistake. From your side, you assume if two answers there, they'll give marks for both. You put one of them. Okay, if question is wrong, what to do? I don't know. Should we leave the question and all? I don't know. Okay, if anyway. Okay,
Yes.
up to 30. Nobody any doubts left, right?
Yes.
Okay, up to 33. Any doubts?
No. Sir.
Up to 35. Thirty-three is a very easy question or difficult? Just the dot product is 0. And you know the relation. Quite easy, yes, it's okay. Up to 38, any doubts? How will you prove 36? I think first of all, there is some typing mistake where answers cannot be numbers, answers should be a vector.
Yes.
It should be 0 bar, I think. How do you prove this? 36? Reverse of this question I know. If a plus b plus c is 0 bar, then a cross b equal to b cross c equal to c cross a. Yes, please.
No, nothing.
Okay, I think if you have doubt, you should ask anyway, as long as. Okay,
Sir,
36.
sir, we
yes.
can consider any one of the, any two of them.
Any two of them and bring one side, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you bring let us say b cross c is equal to c cross a, bring one side, you will get b cross c minus c cross a equal to 0. Minus c cross a, you can write plus a cross c equal to 0. That is b plus a cross c is 0. That means they're parallel. So b plus a equal to lambda c. Similarly, you may get c plus a equal to some mu b. By subtracting something, it can be proved that lambda must be minus 1, mu must be minus 1. You bring one side, you will get
Yes.
a plus b plus c. Okay, see, most of the questions are quite simple, not difficult. But if you are did not get a proper idea, please tell us. We'll try to discuss. Up to 30 or 40. Any doubts? I think this 39th question, even if you know the formula of A cross B, it is not necessary to use it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 into A cross B equal to C. This is equal to minus C. The reason I kept this for question here, not little later where vector triple product is taught, is that we don't need to use it. We apply mod on both sides, directly you will get angle between A and B. Isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, then I think 41, somebody may have a doubt, we'll discuss next class. Up to 40, oh, time is what? There, anyway, I can discuss. But anyway, up to 40, anybody any doubts? In 38, actually, you'll get two values of theta. But because in the question they said acute angle, you'll get only one answer. Why? Because you'll get sin theta equal to 1 by 6. Theta can be sin inverse 1 by 6 or pi minus sin inverse 1 by 6. Okay. So actually it is two values of theta. But because they said theta is acute angle, it is only one value in 38. Okay, 41, no, you might have tried up to 45. I think at least up to 60 you will try by Monday. I think you can try more also if it is holiday or something. How many are there? Just a minute. What are there? Oh, I went somewhere. Sorry. To the end of the. It's okay. Leave it. Okay, I'll stop for today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.